What if you could have your very own AI crypto trading and alpha analyst, a tireless, ultra-intelligent assistant that is faster, smarter, and more accurate than any human could ever be? No emotions, no distractions, just pure data-driven insights working 24/7 to maximize those sweet, sweet gains. This isn't some far-off fantasy. AI is revolutionizing the crypto market. We know that. And having an AI analyst on your side could mean the difference between chasing trends and consistently staying ahead of the game. In this video, guys, I'm going to show you how AI trading and alpha assistants or agents are outperforming even the best human experts and KOLs. We'll talk about that today, and why this technology is reshaping the game completely and how you can tap into it and supercharge your crypto trading and investment strategy. Guys, if that sounds good to you, today we're gonna talk about AI agents, but yesterday we talked about infrastructure. Today we're gonna talk about AI agents, alpha callers, analysts, or kind of trading expert bots. This is all about information. Very exciting show for you guys today. Very important to pay attention. Also, there's a very exciting macro section in the beginning, but if you wanted to jump forward just to the alpha, there's timestamps below. Make sure you guys use those. But I do think the alpha for the macro section is really important. That's why I continue to bring it to you guys, because it's really important that we understand what is going on a daily basis so we can understand how to play the markets and what's happening on a global macro level. Guys, if you're excited, do me a favor, destroy the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. My name is Chasse. I've been in the space for 13 years. My objective here is to bring you guys all the alpha and help you guys navigate this really exciting bull run. So let's get into it, guys. As you can see right now, US markets are now open. Saw a little bit of sell-off, but still sitting around $98,000, $99,000. Yesterday, there was a net positive of 755 million in the Bitcoin ETFs and 60 million in the Ethereum ETFs. And this is breaking news. It just happened right now. It says Trump considers US-based crypto reserve potentially prioritizing US-made cryptocurrencies like Solana or XRP. It was funny in someone's post. I think it was on Coin Bureau. It said NUSDC, which is funny because I don't think that we would have a reserve of stablecoin. Maybe we would, maybe to trade or something like that, but I just don't think so, right? Usually you want to have a reserve of like commodities or something. So anywho, moving on, Bitwise, one of the Bitcoin ETF issuers, has to say the shift is happening. Our recent survey of advisors showed client allocations to crypto doubled in 2024. It will likely double again in 2025. Advisors who haven't invested yet are more than 2x more likely to invest in 2025. So we might even get more than a 2x from 2024. And 96% of advisors received questions from clients about crypto last year. I'm surprised it wasn't 100%. It probably was. The guys are probably just, they're probably haters. And so they just probably deny it, right? Pure denial. So the Kovalevsky letter says over here, breaking, Google Trends interests about Bitcoin are currently at their highest level since 2021. Worldwide searches for Bitcoin have doubled over the last several weeks. However, search interest is still below December 2017 peak and spikes seen in 2019 and 2021. Since November 1st, Bitcoin prices have surged 42.5% and are trading near $100,000. Bitcoin is hot. And what I want to point out to you guys too is that like when Bitcoin peaks, interest trends is the beginning of like the parabolic kind of cycle, right? And when Bitcoin is really hot, as you can see, like beginning of 2021 was Bitcoin, and then the Bitcoin search terms dropped off, but then it was alt season. And we're kind of seeing the same thing. Well, I guess we had less altcoins in 2017, so that Bitcoin peaked over here, but I think that's what's happening right now. I think we're going to get a continued rise in Bitcoin as Bitcoin, in my opinion, goes fairly vertical over the next couple of weeks. That's kind of what I'm feeling. My gut tells me. And then we're going to start to see, alt season come in as we get into February and March, things like that. So Bitwise also says in the next 12 to 18 months, we believe hundreds of companies will buy Bitcoin and their purchases will lift the entire Bitcoin market substantially higher. What MicroStrategy is doing isn't getting enough attention. And once the Trump administration and David Sachs and stuff changed the rules for corporations and the accounting, the way they account it, will allow a lot more companies to come in easier and have Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Hunter over here says, we just provided some information for a nation state asking about Bitcoin ETFs. Consider moving some exposure from foreign currency government bonds into BTC. Bitcoin is entering a new chapter as we're going to have global nation states adopting it. And as we can see over here, Thailand, the land of smiles, considers approving local Bitcoin ETFs amid global competition, says Bloomberg. Not only Thailand, but also Malaysia. Prime Minister Anwar says it is crucial that Malaysia moves quickly in Bitcoin and crypto and is not trapped in the old financial system. Right? So we've got Malaysia, Thailand, Texas. Senator Charles Schumer files a bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve in Texas. So we've got, federal states and local states. Oklahoma as well introduces Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act to buy and hold Bitcoin as a state asset. So this is happening all over the world, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked about this before. If you're a subscriber to the channel, you should be. And guys, if you are a subscriber but you don't have the bell notifications hit, make sure that you do that under the subscribe button, the little bell notification, turn them on. And if you guys are watching this video and not subscribed to the channel, I suggest that you do it. We've just been crushing it on the calls. I think that everyone's up a lot of money who is watching the channel. Of course, my objective is to educate here, but my goal is also to share with you guys what we're doing over here from all our research team and the fund and things like that too. So yeah, I've been pretty happy with what we've been checking out. Regular subscribers, let me know in the comments below, like the video, and share with a friend. Yeah. So Andrew says over here, update 100,000 Bitcoin again, a list of catalysts for higher Bitcoin in 2025. You guys know about all this stuff, but basically has to do with new administration, a more pro-crypto, Trump, House, Congress, senators, congressmen, et cetera, and all the stuff is everything that we've been talking about. And just to remind you guys too, how these typical market cycles work is Q1 and Q4 seem to be quite exponential, short bursts of huge market movements upward. And the middle of the year, even on the most bullish years, still seem to chop sideways. Like this is 2023, Q1, Q2, pretty bullish. Or sorry, Q1 and Q4. In Q2, 3, chopping sideways. 2024, Q2, Q3, chopping sideways a little bit down. Another bullish run up for Q4. I'm kind of expecting that to happen again, but this time is different. We just don't know, right? And, things get wildly different beyond our imagination starting in just a couple days when Trump gets inaugurated. And if, they do implement a Bitcoin strategic reserve and other countries start to do it and states start to do it, and we have this domino effect and it just gets wild, I don't think it'll slow down for summer and Q2, Q3, like prior market cycles. So DB over here says Trump's SEC to overhaul crypto policy may freeze enforcements, and Trump's SEC reviewing some crypto enforcement cases that are already pending right now. And, I was actually on the call with our attorney earlier today, and he was saying that between now, Gensler is resigning in 4 days, right? And that what happens is when Gensler resigns, that means you have 4 people left in the SEC that are making decisions, right? Because there's 5 people that sits as the board of the SEC essentially, and you have 2 that are pro crypto, and then you got 2 that are anti, and Gary Gensler was the other third one that was anti crypto. So you have this predominant staff of 3 anti crypto and 2 pro. And now that Gary Gensler is checking out, it's going to be impossible for the SEC to come to votes, because they have to, if they want to sue somebody, if they want to attack somebody, they have to come to consensus, or at least have majority vote. So 3 out of 5 need to vote for an action. And now that Gary Gensler is going to be out, and we believe that Paul Atkins is coming in, it'll still take probably some while for Paul Atkins, the new SEC guy, to come into office. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he comes in immediately on the 20th. I don't know. But regardless, at the worst case, we're going to have this deadlock between the 2 and 2. Or we're going to get Paul Atkins to come in, and then they're going to have, we're going to have a predominantly pro-crypto SEC, and maybe the other 2 that were anti-crypto before, maybe they were just anti-crypto because they were kissing ass for Gary Gensler, and maybe they'll change their tone now that they have more freedom to do so. This was also interesting, guys. So we also had this thing, and the question is Trump holding SUI, right? And this article says, while he declined to make specific predictions about Bitcoin's future value, he highlighted his own holdings, which include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and SUI. And as we can see over here, this post was made yesterday. Amongst a lot of the correction that we had seen before, there was one that stood out among the rest, which was sweet as well. And this is giving you a bit of color on what would happen or what the predictions are from Nate Garachi, the ETF guy, about kind of the inflows that we would see from an XRP and Solana spot ETFs if they would happen. And he believes that Solana would see $3 to $6 billion come in between 6 and 12 months, XRP $4 to $8 billion, and just for reference, Bitcoin did $110 billion after 12 months, and Ethereum did $12 billion in 6 months. Just to give some color, I don't know. I kind of feel like, to be honest, Solana and XRP ETF would outperform Ethereum's. That's my guess. And the AI agent and crypto AI agent landscape is spilling over into mainstream Wall Street finance as Franklin Templeton put out a report talking about the AI agents and how 7 out of 10 of them are on Solana in the crypto space. Ansem, late to the party, but I guess better late than never. But as you can see, he put out his 10 AI coins, whatever, that he believes is going to go to 10 billion plus. And guys, I brought you all of these things quite low, right? Virtual, launched on paid network, our launchpad, AI16Z, brought you at like 240 million, Fartcoin at like 80 million or something like that, right? Or maybe even lower. AIXBT at 200 million, Griffin at 8 million. ARC we just talked about yesterday. GOAT, well, I don't know. GOAT's had a pretty big pullback. But anyway, we talked about all of these guys. Game, this LMT I didn't really talk about. And Cerebro I didn't really talk about too early either. But the rest we did. And to give you some perspective on looking at market share, AI remains unpenetrated relative to prior metas at their peak. So this talks about like the different kind of meta or narrative that we've had in the prior cycles. You have like this DeFi index, and its peak, it occupied 3.4% share of the space. Meme coin index at its peak, 3.2%, and AI just 0.4% as of the end of the year. Okay, guys, now we're going to get into our altcoin section, talking about the data AI agents, right? Giving you alpha, giving you trading advice, whatever. And as you guys can see, we brought you AIXBT over here at $200 million. And it's currently sitting at 805. So 4x, and had a nice little 15% pullback today. I did buy a little bit more, just like literally a little bit ago here at this like $800 million FTV. Why? Well, because I learned a little bit more about AIXBT today. And really a lot comes down to this terminal that they're creating, right? And the ability potentially for AIXBT to charge for this crypto terminal. Think about that like a Bloomberg terminal, for example, right? And so Andrew King over here from Mechanism Capital says, essentially, the upside case is 10,000 terminal customers paying $1,000 a month. Many pay way more in exchange or transaction fees. That's $120 million a year in buyback for the token if AIXBT were to change the way that it's used its funds. Because right now, what it's doing essentially is there's a barrier of entry to use the terminal on AIXBT. And it costs something like 600,000 tokens, which is like $500,000, something like that, to be able to use it. So basically no one's using it. And so they're not getting the service. Now, what's going to happen here is next week, they're rolling out tiers. Oh, here's the data. So it says massive spike in market cap and mind share for AIXBT. You guys saw that crazy in the past couple of days, went from 370 million to 900, almost a billion, because of this news of them rolling out tiers. So today, only 250 people have access to the terminal, which is 0.16% of AIXBT holders. Next week, tiered access will be rolling out. If the terminal is made widely available and impressive, expect even more attention to flow to King. But the question is the terminal going to be useful? We know that AIXBT puts out cool alpha on X, but is this terminal something that people are willing to pay $1,000 a month for? I guess we'll see next week when more people have access and start reviewing it. For now, it's a game of speculation, and that's pretty much what crypto is. But if they're able to start charging and they can do $120 million a year and that all goes to buybacks, that's incredibly bullish. The next one we're going to talk about, guys, is cookie.fun, or Cookie 3, as it was called when I invested into this. I was a private investor into Cookie, and it's been crushing. It's been really crushing. Plus, one of the funds in Commonwealth, if you guys are Commonwealth community members here from All Street, Cookie was one of the fund projects that was Commonwealth that participated in. Crushing, absolutely crushing. So Franklin Templeton pointed to the data from cookie.fun in one of the reports, which is great. So what is cookie.fun? We've talked about it here on the channel before. Essentially, it's like a dashboard for the whole AI space, right? And if we go over here and we go back to the homepage, you can see everything. We've talked about it before, but it's really, really useful. And people have to lock up tokens for 30 days to get premium access to it. But again, it's all about mind share. And look at AIXBT is coming up with 13.75. I think this was 9% earlier today. Crazy, absolutely crazy, the amount of mind share for AIXBT. But you can see all kinds of data over here. It's just really useful. It's like a big dashboard where you can kind of see inside alpha on what's going on. Think about it kind of like a DEX screener mixed with like a Mazari or a Kaito or something. Super, super helpful. And as you can see, Nate Garcia over here says markets are down, but cookie.fun usage is up and to the right. The agent sector as quickly saturates. Cookie will become increasingly vital to separate the signal from the noise. With the data, swarm, API, agents, and more, expect Cookie to become an integral player in the meta. And it's been consolidating to the sideways right now, but had this really cool pump. Basically a good founder and project has the ability to see and adapt and be dynamic quickly. And when I invested into Cookie, it was nothing to do with AI agents. It was a data platform, and we still use that in Paid Network, in Commonwealth. We use Cookie actually in there, not for the AI stuff, but for the things that they originally were created for, which is like Web3 analytics. Very cool. But you can see when they rotated into AI agent stuff, bam, you have this spike in price. And now you have this kind of consolidation chop sideways before, in my opinion, the next leg up. But of course, keep in mind, I'm very biased as I am an investor. I still have tokens that are locked. I've already got a bunch of unlocked. I haven't sold any tokens. I imagine that a lot of the other investors may or may not be. I don't know. But you see all these unlocks are happening. 22% of the tokens are in circulation right now. You still have a lot more to come, but those are over the next many years. So you can see the vesting lasts all the way, basically into 2026, almost 2027, right? So for the team, for pre-seed, these things are being locked for 3-4 years. So it's not like you have crazy inflation anytime soon, which makes me very, very bullish on the Cookie token. Now, Mobi is another one that I just kind of discovered today and took a pretty large position in. Why? Because it is like AIXBT on Solana, developed by Asset Dash and Griffin. And that's nice because AIXBT is a virtual agent on Base protocol. And, Mobi is the closest thing that is on Solana, right? It just launched like 2.5-3 days ago. When the market was red early this week, Mobi Agent launched. It's a collab between a powerhouse, Griffin, Asset Dash, and Whale Watch Alert. And this thing really did crazy. You can see I just bought in this earlier today, not so much lower than it is right now. I got this thing it's $100 million valuation right now. I got it at like 86, 87, something like that. You can see my buy orders here. And as you can see, this thing quickly, this has only been around for, head is in the way. You can't see it, but it says 2 days and 21 hours. It's right there underneath my head. But as you can see, it came into the top 10 mind share. This is Mobi on Solana. You can see it's over here at number 9, climbing its way up the leaderboard from mind share for only something that's less than 3 days old. Pretty impressive. It's got, let's see, just launched. Look, this Twitter account was created this year, January 2025, already 18,000 followers. This thing is going pretty parabolic. It's in less than 3 days, $100 million valuation. I was sitting there thinking, man, I should wait for a pullback. But then I'm like, man, this thing is like really kind of getting viral. Look at this. And I just don't know if it is going to pull back, but like how much? I don't really know. And I can't advise you guys on anything. You have to make your own decision on this, but it's just, I'm bringing your attention to it because it's fascinating here. Colin, as you guys know, is another thing that's going to bring you attention. Oh, and Mobi, by the way, it's like AIXBT, right? They'll have a terminal. They'll have, it shares a lot of alpha, getting attention everywhere. Colin was another one that I brought you guys very, very early, like very, 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 very early. What was it? Like $1 million or $2 million I brought you, Colin. crazy early, or maybe, I don't know what it was, but very early. And the reason I mentioned it today is because it is a swarm of AI agents, but also its objective is to bring alpha to you, right? And so you can see here that Colin posted today saying, just made my second autonomous trade, first hat, and now Ross coin. The future of AI trading isn't coming. It's already here. Who's ready for what comes next? And you can see that it bought this so Colin's over here, and it has a whole swarm, if you guys don't know, of AI agents with the one objective to bring attention back to the Colin token. That's why I'm so bullish on it, right? It's not one agent, it's a whole swarm of them. And you can see it bought today this Ross coin. Now, I'm not sharing with you guys Ross coin to buy it. I haven't bought it yet. I don't plan on it, probably. I looked at it quickly. It was confusing. I was like, is this like a free Ross meme coin, or is this like some sort of agent framework? It was confusing to me. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I can talk to the dev, whatever. But, this thing has crazy volume, like $69 million of volume. But I don't like things that are right around, like if Ross gets commuted, Ross Ulbricht, if he gets commuted in 4 days, then is this like a Politify meme where, after like all the Trump coins is dumped closer to the election, I don't know. This Gecko is another one I just found out about like a few hours ago. And, the thing is, guys, that you have to realize here is that there's going to be so much shit that pops up, just crap. Think about like the NFT thing, the like ICOs and IDOs, and like the first ones that have been like working the whole bear market that come those are the legit ones. But then once there's a meta that comes and takes off, then a bunch of just crap launches afterwards. So I'm very skeptical now. And a couple things though made me quite interested on this Gecko one, mostly the team that's behind it, this Git Axel. And you can see if we highlight this Git Axel team, they're actually backed by CMT Digital, which is a really high quality tier 1 VC, and also A16Z crypto, not AI16Z, but the actual Andreessen Horowitz AI16Z startup accelerator. So probably pretty smart team behind this, building this Gecko AI, which is also like a AIXBT with a terminal. It's also doing some stuff with this project called Masa, which is actually on BitTensor Tau subnet and doing this like AI agent arena thing. And so I thought this was pretty cool, this Gecko over here. And I'll show you, it's sitting right here at $21 million. It's also on Base, but it's also working with this Masa, right? Masafy. And it's this here talking about this new Gladiator joins Agent Arena. Now, Masa is working with BitTensor, and they have this agent arena thing, and they're agents competing to see who's the best agent at doing things. Anyway, so they're just talking about, it's not saying that this Gecko uses BitTensor, but somehow loosely, working together, at least getting some support from Masa, which is the BitTensor thing, but not working with them directly. And I thought this was really interesting too over here. So it just did research on 8 prominent projects in the DeFi, that's decentralized finance with AI space, and I'm super bearish. The primary innovation for 5 out of 8 of them was a portal for natural language. So basically people just wrapping LLMs, right? And this is what I'm trying to say, is most of these AI agent things are crap. Some of them are just humans actually behind it posing as AI agents, and some of them are just linking to ChatGPT or Claude or something and saying that they're innovative or whatever, right? And they're just really crap, right? And so this thread is actually pretty good, and not to call anyone out on crap, but he says he's disappointed with these ones over here. I spent days testing text to on-chain actions with early autopilot customers. They hated it. It takes way longer to type an on-chain request than it does to click 2 or 3 buttons, not to mention the language barrier for anyone who isn't native English speaker. I think DeFi teams got one-shotted by ChatGPT success and assume natural language is a way to go for everything. It makes sense for universal LLM, but does not make sense if you only support DeFi primitives. Natural language is just unnecessary here. I don't necessarily agree with that entirely, but let's keep reading. DeFi should be about process automation, predictive analytics, and machine learning, not ChatGPT wrappers. That's been our North Star with Gecko Agent and Autopilot. So I do like this analysis. I agree essentially that we shouldn't be using wrappers, and we should be going about things a different way. And the team seems very legit behind this Gecko, and this thread makes me quite bullish on it. And that's why I did buy a bag right around here, same valuation, 20 million or something like that. The last one, I did less research, But is this GigaBrain? It's also, it's just another thing, guys, another AI XBT. The alpha is pretty good on it, but it says it's been around since September, and it doesn't have, well, it does have a good amount of followers for sure, but it's not getting tons of engagement. But, AI XBT is such a crazy success. I think there's room for a few more of those. And this GigaBrain thing is sitting here at, 7 million right now. And so I think, if you want to diversify, because you never know which one of these are going to explode, maybe like a small allocation to it. That's what I did, a smaller allocation than the rest of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up today. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.